Okay. Like say shouts out, big shout out to all of our brothers and sisters out there in social media land. This is indeed a great day to be alive. It is a day that the Most High Heavenly Father have made. We should rejoice and be glad in it. We have had a spectacular, fabulous day today at the park with the children. We still have many things in light of what we aiming to do as far as the we did what we set out to do. Most of the children have their skates. However, we still getting more children, and so we're going to be ordering more skates through the course of this week. Uh, we did order the scully caps, the gloves, uh, the scarves, the neck warmers, and the socks. And we got the opportunity to distribute those things to the children in the park. However, we know that every week, shouts out to your house, Rockin' Johnny. Every week we're going to have more children. We have seen more children today than we ever seen. It's almost like the children are doubling with every week. But as we stated before, we don't care how many children show up. We're going to make sure that these children's needs are met. And so, no, I probably did. Maybe I did. You can come get it. But we want to come and we want to thank the brothers and sisters. We have our canister. We have our donation canister that we always have. And then we come home and we count the monies that have been collected and accumulated. We want to thank all of the brothers and sisters for their donations. We thank the brothers and sisters, and we want you to understand that those monies that are contributed, they're going to be used for what we say that they're going to be used for. No money is going into my pocket. Period. Everything is going to be for the children, and I just believe to my soul that if people didn't really trust that, didn't believe that, then they wouldn't do it. And so we want to thank the brothers and sisters that in our community that whose hearts are moved to come alongside of their brother and do something great. You're truly doing something great. You see, we can't afford to raise another generation of loveless children. We got to lavish so much love on these children. We got to make them understand how bad they are, how regal they are, how royal they are. We got to make them understand that they are the greatest thing that God have ever done for us as parents. And so we want to thank the brothers on today who came alongside and said, hey, this is a wonderful thing. I want to be a part of it. And the brothers come and we have raised a little bit over $500 on today. So on next Tuesday, I still got a house full of stuff. I still got a house full of winter gear for our children. And so that's what we're going to do on next Tuesday. We're going to fill those sacks up. We're going to fill those bags up again with hygiene products, with toothpaste, with lotion, with deodorant, with socks, with scarves, with skull caps, whatever it is that our children need to be prepared for this winter month, whatever it is that we can do to aid our single parents that have 2 or 3 children that can only do the main things, the necessities, the shoes, the jackets, the couple of pair of pants, a couple of pair of shirts. We're going to come alongside of them and we're going to help them as best as we can, but we want to be mindful that we ain't even thinking about the parents, not from the standpoint of whether it's a state of irresponsibility or whether it's just a state of a parent going to do everything that they can do, but just not having enough. We're not caring about none of that because the children don't have anything to do with that. We want to do what's set before us. And so we want to thank all the brothers and sisters that have had a heart to come alongside and do these great things throughout the course of this summer. Once we as a people get our minds in the right place, then we're going to deal with these public officials, with these city officials, and we're going to demand that our tax dollars and the things that we contribute from a governmental aspect, we're going to demand that we get what's rightfully ours, but we got to get our minds in the right place. And see, I ain't thinking about the government right now. Only thing I'm thinking about is what a beautiful thing it is when we see us caring for each other without no outside support. So that's beautiful. So once again, I want to thank the brothers again. I want to thank the brothers and sisters again for their contributions. We have our business people, we have our vendors, we have people out there that's doing things, that's being a part of it. And I'm loving it because when your vendors coming out, if vendors and people coming out, if they making money, then they can afford to reciprocate and they can do some things. And anybody that has abundance, they're able to do something. But you don't understand what kind of feeling that you get that comes out of the heart when we care for each other and we start loving on each other and helping each other. That's what makes God smile. And I believe that God is smiling on today. I believe that He's been smiling throughout the course of this whole community event, and He's doing some great things that have surpassed anything that any of us thought that was going to happen. And governmental support is fine, and business support is fine, but that's not my aim. My aim is that when we can get every brother and sister to find it in their heart to where something in their heart is prompted to say, hey, you know what, I can do this, then we all understand how valuable we are to each other. And that's what we need. We want to turn these things around, then we start dealing with each other. We don't need no outside influences telling us what we should do, what we can do, what we can't do. We can do far more than anybody ever even dreamed when we collectively pull ourselves together. When we bind ourselves together as a hand and a glove, there ain't no limit to the things that we can get done. And I can't think of a better investment that we can make for our other than our children. Now, grant you, sometimes there are going to be some strong things that roll out because it's two sides to everything. You got the side that you dealing with, parents that's just doing everything that they can do, that's struggling. And then you got the other side of irresponsible parents. Parents that buy their wants and then have to go and beg their needs from all these other places. And in the midst of that, the children end up being the ones that suffer. When it comes to us partying and kicking it and going out and all that, it don't look like we in a place to where we struggling. It don't look like we in a bad place. We can buy $35, $40 tickets, $200, $300 outfits. We can go to concerts. We can go to all of these things. But when it come down to the children, it seems like we have a struggle getting the things that we need to get done. But see, we don't worry about that because God going to supply everything that we need as long as our motive is pure, our spirit is genuine, and as long as we got a pure conscience about whatever it is that we doing, God going to make sure that we get what we need to get. But we still have to deal with our brothers and sisters who are not there yet. And when your mind is not in the place of reciprocation, or somebody don't know what reciprocation means, that means just simply that you plan something forward. And when our minds ain't there, we have this type of get over type of spirit. And so it don't matter. It don't matter how much you have to offer. It don't matter. There's nothing that's too small. What matters is that you are willing to make a sacrifice and then do the best that you can with whatever it is that you have to work with. That's what we need people to see. Because the church folks used to say it. You can't beat God given. We are living witness to that. Ain't nobody on the planet that can beat God given, because the Father owned the cattle on 1,000 hills. All the silver and gold is his. The earth is the Lord, the fullness thereof. The whole world and everybody in it belongs to God. So there's no way possible that you can do these things with a pure conscience and a pure motive, and God won't smile on you and bless you with the things that you need. They're always going to be poor. They're always going to be needy. They're always going to be people that are in lack. And that's why it's going to be important for us to understand these things in the days to come. When we start caring for each other and loving each other and assuming the responsibility for each other, there's some things that take place on the inside of a man that causes us to be able to see and feel a greatness that's down on the inside. So I wanted to come on here. I wanted to make this video. I want to send a big shout out to everybody who are playing a role, whether it's you just bringing the children, whether it's you cooking the food, whether it's you doing something special, whatever it is, you play the role that God means for you to play. And don't worry about if you don't have nothing to give. Everybody has something to give. It might not be financial. It could just be your presence. It could be a kind word. It could be picking a child up. It could be doing. Everybody have something to give. Everybody have something to offer. But each one of us have to look inside of ourselves and find out what is that thing that God had given me that's meant to be a blessing to all of my brothers and sisters. And then you put your hand to the plow in that area. It's a community event. No big I's, no little U's. Nobody is orchestrating and nobody's administrating or telling people what they need to do. Everybody has a right to do what's in their heart. So you have to find what's in your heart to do. And so I wanted to come on here on today, and once again I wanted to thank the brothers for a little bit over $500, and we will start ordering the skates for the children that came tonight that didn't have none. And as I said before, we still have a truckload of scarves, of hats, of gloves, of socks. We got brothers and sisters that's bringing things from all over. We got brothers and sisters all over the country that's contributing. We got brothers and sisters that are making sure that we get the things that we need. This is us as a people doing something great for each other. And we don't need nobody's validation. And so I want to say thank you. And on next week, we will be back at the park to as many children as can come to be provided for. They're going to be provided for. The parents that are able to do for their children, go the extra mile and do something for a child whose parent is unable to do for them. Listen, this is the only way. We're talking about turning things around, talking about stopping all this foolishness. Listen, it has to be an expression of love exemplified toward one another. And the only way anybody's love can ever be measured is by the sacrifice that you're willing to make. You can't tell me that you love me and you ain't willing to make a sacrifice for me. You can't tell me that you love me and you feel it's an inconvenience for you to give me a ride. You feel like it's an inconvenience to give me some money. You feel like it's an inconvenience to... Listen, those are not inconveniences. Those are all the different ways that God gives us opportunities to do something great. And that's what we have to do. We have to redirect our mindset and our thinking and understand that the things that we feel like are inconveniences are really opportunities. Because we're all sucking on air that don't belong to us. We're all living in houses and eating food and doing things that don't belong to us. We've been put in a position to where our needs are met. But we also have a responsibility to do everything in our power to meet the needs of brothers and sisters that are having a rough time, especially when it comes to the children. The children don't have anything to do with it. The children don't have anything to do with their parents struggling, and the children don't have anything to do with the parent being irresponsible. So we understand that we keep our focus in the right place and don't focus on the mediocre things, but let's keep focused on the children and keep doing what we are doing, because these children are going to remember that. They're going to remember that. So, once again, I want to send a big shout out to the brothers and sisters that have contributed. I'm sure that we're probably approaching some $5,000-$6,000 in support for these children, and in aid for these children, and aid for these single parents, and in aid for some of our married couples that may be on hard times. One of them maybe done lost their job. All these things are important, and we have to be mindful of these things as grown-ups when we start thinking about it's all about me. It's all about us having a good time. I was at the Starlight Theater for the Fantasia concert that was sold out. I was at the Blue Jeans and Blazers that was sold out. I was at the Pink Party that was sold out. I was at the Lee Park Party. I've been at all of the events because I want to support all of my brothers and sisters, for in the time that we call them for support, then they can reciprocate that same support. But I've been at all these places that have been put together for the grown-ups. But then sometimes when it comes to the children, it's like, lackadaisical attitude, or it ain't that important. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm making it clear. I don't care what these grown folks do. I'm going to spend my life and spend my energy dealing with the children. And if I spend my life and my energy dealing with the children, you can best believe I'm going to be challenging their parents to the degree. If you lazy and lackadaisical, I'm going to be challenging you to stand your butt up and pull yourself up and understand that you are far greater than what you putting out. If you a parent that's doing everything in your power, then I'm coming with some full encouragement to make you understand that trouble don't last always. This is just a season that you're going through. It's not going to last. You keep on doing what you're doing. God's showing you that He with you by sending you brothers and sisters along the way to help you. No matter what it is, there is an answer for it, and it's a solution to it. So we're going to keep hammering away at it until God sends weather that prohibits us from being able to do these things. But we have to be able to do things and be mindful of things for year around. Our children ain't on social media. They getting good exercise. They building relationships with children that they don't know. They having fun. The parents are there spending quality time with their children. It's too many good things that's happening. So, brothers and sisters, I want you all to be encouraged. And sometimes the words can get a little bit strong, but it's not because I'm better there. It's not because, I'm singling folks out. It's because I know what it's like. I've been an irresponsible parent. I know what it is like to pilfer away things. I've been the person that spent more money on drugs and alcohol and partying in the club. I've been that individual that's seen my children go without. Well, they could have been far better off. You know what I'm saying? But some of these things are dealing with the ideal of maturity and just growing up and getting in a place. Everybody makes mistakes. God don't hold nobody's mistakes against them. And that's why He forgives us. He merciful to us. He kind to us. He picks us up and tells us, that's okay, you might have blew that yesterday, but go on in there and make a set of better choices on today. And that's what your brother is saying. No matter what happened yesterday, go on in there and make a better set of choices on tomorrow. If we get the opportunity to live our life. So, once again, peace and blessings to the brothers and sisters that made their contributions. We know it wasn't many of them. It wasn't many of them. Part of that $500 came from 2 or 3 people that, donated some $100 bills. You see? But the whole park is full. The whole park is full. And we don't mind, and we're not complaining about it. Because my thing is that God gonna supply whatever it is that we need. Whether it's one person giving, or whether it's 100 people giving $2, or whether it's 5 people giving $50, we're gonna get what it is that we need. But to my brothers and sisters who have this mindset like you don't have nothing to give, baby, it's a feeling on the inside that you will never get to feel because of that. And you'll stay in lack. you want to see something great happen, you come out and you start supporting these children. You start doing everything that you can to support your brothers and sisters, and watch what happens. I'm a living witness of it. So peace and blessings on today. We'll see y'all back. The Most High allow us to have breath in our body, allow the weather to be decent. We'll be right back at the park, armed with another truckload of winter gear for the babies, and armed with another truckload of skates. And so until next Tuesday, I'd like to say peace and blessings. May the Most High cause his face to smile upon you. May he richly bless you. And may his spirit that dwells on the inside of us be ignited to where we might comprehend what a great, royal, and regal people that we truly are. Peace and blessings.